All right, we're now on Wednesday's homework. Remember the process. You're checking number 5 to see if you did it correctly. And if you're struggling, you're copying down the process and then you're doing number 6 on your own. All right, so let's look at number 5. It says Jessica can do 60 jumping jacks in 2 minutes. Dell can do 150 jumping jacks in 5 minutes. Are these rates equivalent? Explain your reasoning. All right, so here I see that I'm comparing Jessica to Dell, and I can also see that Jessica does 60 jumping jacks in 2 minutes, and Dell does 150, oops, wrong color, 150 jumping jacks in 5 minutes. And I want to know if these rates are equivalent. So I'm going to set up a ones table for Jessica and a ones table for Dell. Here I know I'm comparing jumping jacks to minutes. So I put JJ for jumping jacks and then M for minutes. So I'm going to do the same thing for Dell, jumping jacks to minutes. Okay, I want to make sure I keep Jessica's information in Jessica's box. It says Jessica jumps 60 jumping jacks, so 60 should go with the jumping jacks in 2 minutes. So I put the 2 with the minutes. See how all Jessica's information is in her box. 60 jumping jacks in 2 minutes is how I read that box. Dell does 150 jumping jacks in 5 minutes. So my question is actually asking me, are these rates equivalent? And it even asked me to explain my reasoning. In other words, it's asking, are their rates equal? Well, in other words, in order for me to find out if their rates are equal, I would need to find their unit rate, which means I would need to figure out how many jumping jacks they jump in 1 minute for both of them. So I would put a 1 next to the minute, and then I would represent jumping jacks with my X. Okay, well here I see that I have a nice scale factor. Now remember, we're going in the direction of X though. Always go in the direction of X and ask yourself if you're multiplying or dividing whenever you're finding your scale factor, or factor of change, excuse me. Here I see that to get from 2 to 1, I divide by 2. When I go from 60 to X, I should also divide by 2, or remember, instead of dividing by 2, we could also say that we multiply by a half. Remember, they mean the same thing. So dividing by 2 is the same thing as multiplying by a half. So 60 divided by 2, or 60 times a half, we know equals 30. So Jessica jumps 30 jumping jacks per minute. Well, let's see how many Dell does. Let's look at his numbers. So we want to get from 5 to 1. Notice I got smaller. I said 5 to 1 because I'm going in the direction of X. So here we would say 5 divided by 5 gives us 1. Or we could say that we were multiplying by 1/5. Remember, anytime you take the inverse and the reciprocal, it's the same thing. So I could say 150 divided by 5 or multiply by 1/5. So 150 divided by 5 is 30. So if I can say Jessica jumped 30 jumping jacks in 1 minute, and I can say Dell jumped 30 jumping jacks in 1 minute, then if I got the same number for both Jessica and Dell, then I would say yes, the rates are equivalent. So, answering my question, you want to make sure you answer it, are these rates equivalent? My answer would be yes. It also says, don't skip over it, explain your reasoning. My reasoning is yes, because Jessica and Dell both jump 30 jumping jacks. In 1 minute. So, make sure you answered the question just like I did. Make sure you write yes or no, and make sure you are able to explain why your answer is yes or no when you do number 6. You need either showing your division or your tables. You need a yes or no, and you need an explanation in order to complete number 6. Okay, have fun.